Hey guys, this is Atco. Have my cup of coffee this morning, what I do every morning. I only get one cup of coffee every morning, but it's a big one. I don't need to do this, but I make a joke sometimes when I go out, and I tell people that hey, the doctor said I'm only allowed to have one cup of coffee a day, so I make this a good one. People give me my eyeballs and tell me you shouldn't do that, but I don't have a problem with that. Okay guys, what I want to tell you about today is that we had some films, movie films when we were a kid, and everybody in my age, we had 8mm films. But my parents had some films that were even older than mine. These were probably made in the 40s, it could even be in the 30s. And he had some 16mm films of the family that before my mom was married, and I don't recall that I knew any of these people. I think they probably all passed before I was born. But we had them, and I remember my dad came and brought them out, and then maybe in the 60s he put the 16mm out, and they played them. I think it was maybe the only time I've ever heard them. But we did keep them, and my mom had those in her house, and when she had to go to an assisted living facility, we sold the house, and there's some things I found in there, and one of the things that was there was the old 16mm projector and the films. I haven't done anything with them. I kept them, and that's been 20 years even on top of that. But I ran into the can, and not even sure if they will even work, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 16mm films of some before I was born. And I thought, actually, I ran into a subscriber, or one of the videos that I always look at, and he had picked up an old projector and was just showing how to see if it works and play with it. It made me think, it's about time I should pull that thing out and see if I can do anything with it. And this is it. It's a, like I said, it's a 16mm, probably made in the 1930s, maybe late 30s. Alright, so I decided to, let's plug it in and see what happens. I plugged that sucker in, bam! Lights, shorts, sparks, all the lights went out in the family room. Man, that didn't look too good. So I unplugged it, went downstairs, hit the breaker, came back, and what was weird, that the cord actually exploded. I mean, it just completely exploded off the AC cord. Alright, so I looked into it, and the cord was so bad that even though it didn't look too bad on the outside, but inside, I guess they had used like rubber inside to insulate it, and the rubber had gone bad, and it actually shorted inside the cord. Alright, so I put a new cord in it, but didn't work very well. Just to keep this short, I just lubricated the motor. There was a belt in there. Actually, I think the original belt was made in leather, and it just fell apart. And I wanted to see Yeah, can you make one? This was a company called Keystone, and sure enough, you can get the parts. Of course, the belt was $29. So I didn't know, well, maybe you have to have leather because of the heat that would come out of that lamp. So I went to look at it. Well, it was just a rubber belt. I guess, you know, obviously the original leather, that company's probably out of business, and somebody could send the correct length of the regular rubber belt. Well, I thought for 29 bucks, I have to go down to my old Ace Hardware and see if they have any belts that I can use. And I've had some luck going to O-rings that would work for belts. If it's a belt that's not supposed to be like a V type belt or a real flat belt, I've been able to use just a round O-ring belt, and for certain things, and it has worked. So I got this for $2, and it just tilted perfect. Alright, so I got that in there, and it doesn't sound too bad. Let me show you. We'll turn it on now. And it's turning. You can adjust the speed. And you can see the light works as well, and that's important. Okay, so next thing I have to do is see whether these films will work. So that's where I'm at right now. I just got the thing working, got it lubricated, and what I'll do is another video. I'll take it upstairs. I still got a screen for it from the one we used to do all the time for the 8mm. Now let's see what we find. Okay, I got the projector up now in my game room, and we're going to go ahead, let's install the film into the projector. Now you can see on the metal of the case, it shows you what's the loop you need for the film. So let's go through here, get a little feeding area. Goes through these like little tractor wheels. Then you go in past where the film frame is. Pull this up. Bring it around again. Oh, no, not there. Okay, and this film, this has got to be 60, 70 years at least, maybe 80, and very brittle. I had already started, I did this once already and broke the film, and that was because I had got it started to run, and then I tried to adjust the frame and it just broke. So I put in a piece of Scotch tape. I think that'll work. We'll try it again.
Now, there's two springs out of the motor. One goes to each of the two reels. I wasn't sure why I had two of them. It seemed like they were competing each other. When I looked into it, it's exactly what they do. One is for reeling in and one is for rewind. So you don't use both of them, you use it for whichever one you need. So the one on the bottom is the one that I would use to pull in the film. Alright, let's just see if it starts here. Okay, and I'm ready to go. Now I started, like I said, I started one of these films a little bit ago. I didn't get there too far because first I broke the film, and then also I had way too much light. I couldn't see anything on the screen. So I've got it ready to go for tonight, and when it's nice and dark, I'll see what comes out of this thing. I'll let you know there. That's my grandmother.